Hi everyone, Deb Tucker here from Studio 180 Design. I don't know about you, but I absolutely love my Star 60 tool, and I love this next unit that I'm going to share with you. It's a way to really jazz up your projects and make them look spectacular. We call this shape the framed 60. And when you look at the unit, you can see why it got its name. Each of the diamonds in a Star 60 unit has a frame around the outside edge of the diamond that you can then use to build your interesting blocks. So, like most of our technique sheets, the first thing you need to do is determine what size unit you want to make. Once you do that, one of the things that I always do is I take a marker and I mark the size unit on the technique sheet that I'm planning to make so that I make sure I'm always getting the right numbers when I'm referencing the technique sheet. But what you're going to need are strips. And you're going to need to cut strips for the diamonds. Those are light blue. You're going to need to cut strips for the frame. And you're also going to need to cut strips for the side triangles. And those strip sizes for the size unit, I'm going to make a 5-inch size unit, are 2.5 for the diamond, 1.5 for the strips, and 3.5 for the side triangles. So once you have your strips cut, we're going to take a diamond strip and one of the framing strips, and we're going to stitch them together just like it's shown on the technique sheet. We stagger the start of those so that we can get maximum cuts, and once you stitch those strips together, we press the seams toward the diamond strip. So that seam is being pressed in that direction. Once you've got those strips stitched and pressed, we're then going to cut these apart, and we're going to subcut these exactly the same size as we cut for the diamond strip. Now remember, this was 2.5 and this was 1.5. So we're setting it up in this direction. The diamond strip is closest to me and the framing strip is furthest away. And this is set up for a right-hander. Left-hander, I'll show you how to do that. And then what we want to do is establish a 60-degree angle here. You could turn this around and try to do a funny cut right there, but the easiest way to do this is the same way that we have you do this in some of the other techniques, is line up the Star 60 tool with either the guideline or the edge of the tool right on the seam, place this up against here, and remove that. I've just established a 60-degree cut on this edge of my strip. And once I have that, then I'm going to proceed to work my way down from left to right as a right-hander, subcutting these at 2.5 inches. And you can know that subcut number by following the instructions. But essentially the subcut is the same size as the diamond strip. So what I like to do is I like to place a 60-degree line of the tool on the seam. I like to place my 2.5 inch on the edge that I just cut and make my subcut in that direction. So then you can see I'm going to have one of the framing strips added to the diamond, and I'm not handling each piece individually. And I'll continue to work my way down. 60-degree line on the tool, 2.5 inch line, and cut this way. Now, if you happen to be left-handed, instead of working your way from the left-hand side toward the right, what I would do if I were left-handed is I would flip that strip over. Clean up that edge just like we cleaned up the other edge. But when you go to do your cutting, start on the right-hand edge, line up that 60-degree line here, line up your 2.5 inch here, and make your cut in this direction. I'm not going to show you that because that's not the way that I'm comfortable cutting. But for left-handers, this is how you would go about subcutting that first round of piece strips into the 2.5 inch subcuts. Now remember also that subcut size will change depending on the size of the frame 60 unit that you're making. So pay attention to that as well. So once you have your subcuts, The next step is to add an additional framing strip on this side of the unit. And we're not going to cut those individually. We're also going to do those with a strip piecing process. Following the instructions, you can look at the diagrams that are there. You're going to take your next framing strip, set it up at your sewing machine, take the piece that you just subcut, flip it over so that they are right sides together, and make sure that you stagger this down from the top a little bit, because realize once you stitch this and you press it, your cut is going to come up in this direction. So if you start all the way up here at the top and you do that, oops, you're going to run out of fabric to be able to cut. So set it up like you're seeing in the instructions on the technique sheet. Put your subcut unit on top, right sides together, do your stitching. And the other thing that we recommend is that when you place the next piece, you leave a little wiggle room in between. I never leave more than 1/4 of an inch, but I always leave more than 1/8 of an inch. Just a little margin of error so that you don't have to worry about matching edges perfectly. So I've gone ahead and stitched those. You can see the 1/4 of an inch that's in between. I'm going to head over to my pressing area and give these guys a press, but I wanted to talk to you about this. On the first one, we talked about the pressing going toward the diamond shape. When I have stitched this, when I go to press this, I'm going to turn this like this so that the diamond is actually on the bottom and the new framing strip is on the top. I'll set my seams with my iron, and then what I'm going to do are press those seams toward the framing strip. This one was going to dance around. It's kind of a funny press at your ironing station. But if you do the pressing the way you are instructed, every single seam will nest every time you put these together. So it's worth a little bit of fuss that you have to do to press those seams toward that framing strip. So this is the shape pressed and ready for me to do the subcutting. And to do the subcutting, basically what we're going to do is we're going to cut in that space, in that gap that's in between those units that we've added to the framing strip. Now, please, please, please make sure that before you get to the subcutting, that you actually make sure you do the pressing step. Because if you happen to have this shape, now that's a shape that I didn't press yet, and you do the subcutting where you'll take and you'll subcut at an angle like this, what you're going to notice is that you have a really funky point on the tip of that diamond. So make sure that the pressing is complete before you do this next subcutting step. Once this is pressed, I'm going to cut, but I don't want to just cut them straight. I want to cut them at a 60-degree angle. And there's a couple ways you could do this. One of the ways you could do this is set this up vertically like this. But then what I can do is I can take the edge of the tool or one of the lines and kind of line that up with a strip. It's a rough cut. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you do want to kind of make sure that the cut is staying at that 60-degree angle. You don't want it skewed or cockeyed because it'll affect the cut that goes next to it. Now that's one way to do it. One of the things that I found is that instead of working vertically, it was a little cumbersome if I had a long strip. I actually just flip my strip over. And when I flip my strip over like this, I can simply take my tool, put any one of the guidelines, the horizontal guidelines on there, and make those subcuts in that direction. Whatever you do, make sure that the subcut that you're making is following basically the edge of the diamond. So once you have all of your units subcut, and you can see that your diamond has those two framing strips, the next step is to trim those framing strips to an exact distance from the seams that attach them to the diamonds. What is that distance? Well, when you consult your chart, it's going to give you a recommended size or recommended line that you need to add to your Star 60 tool to be able to make that trim. Now, let me back up. When you look at the Star 60 tool, you're going to see that it has 3 corners. All 3 corners are 60 degrees. This corner up here is quite busy with all those diamond guidelines. This corner over here has lots of our tool information on it. But when you look at this corner here, what you're going to notice is that it's kind of empty. That's the corner that you want to focus on. And when I checked the chart told me that I need to draw guidelines that are 1 inch from the edge. How do I do that? First of all, I make sure that the back of my tool is covered with Invisigrip. Then the next thing that I do is find a fine line permanent marker. My favorite tool is a Sharpie, and I use a regular ruler. And what I'm going to do is put the 1 inch guideline of the additional ruler up against the edge of the tool, and I'm going to, with my fine line marker, mark, it doesn't have to be very long, 5 or 6 inches, mark a guideline that's 1 inch away from that edge, and I'm going to do the same thing from the opposite edge. Put the 1 inch line there, and oh, well, you can see that there's already a tool guideline there, but I outlined it with a little bit of red so that I know where it needs to be. But I'm going to make those 2 guidelines come together and cross, and you'll see right away why we do this. This is going to make it very easy to take that oversized unit, take those precision drawn lines here and here, position them on the seams that are between the diamond and the frame strip, and give this a cut from here to here. And it standardizes. It makes all those framing strips exactly the same size so that all your units are going to be perfect when you're all done. That's one of the benefits of oversizing and trimming down after your sewing and pressing is done. So once you have those framing strips trimmed to the correct size, the next thing is to use this as a regular diamond and create your Star 60 unit. 2 side triangles. I like to stitch the right side on first. Simply flip that over. I line up the blunt end here, do my stitching along that one side. Once it's stitched, on this particular unit, I don't tend to press that seam open. I follow the pressing directions that we've given you on the technique sheet and press that seam toward the diamond. So if you can see that, the arrows on the diagram will tell you to press in that direction so that both of those seams that are on that framing strip are going in the same direction. After I have the first side triangle on, I'm going to attach the second side triangle. Same thing, line pieces up right side together, line up the blunt end, do your 1/4 inch seam, and when you're done with that, you can then press that seam toward the way you're instructed, toward the triangle. Now, one of the things that I do is when I'm stitching these, I always tend to stitch them chain piecing. This is the second round where I had the shape and I'm putting the triangle on top and I'm piecing one right after the next, right after the next. Always use chain piecing for efficiency purposes. But I wanted to point something out here. What you'll see is in this step, when the pressing will be going toward that side triangle. Because this is very light, if this green were much darker under here, pressing that over without removing that little bit of a dog ear might create shadowing in your finished blocks. So what I will do, especially with that second step and these pressing directions, take a minute after the stitching is done to trim those dog ears off so you aren't going to have any shadowing coming through your finished shape. So here we have units that are slightly oversized, and now we're ready to use our Star 60 tool and trim them down to a precision size so we can go on to build our blocks. This is what we call the tip, and when we go to trim down the tip, this is the base, we're going to use the Star 60 tool and we're going to use those diamond guidelines that are up there. At the beginning, I said I was making a 5-inch finished unit. So what I'm going to focus on are those 5-inch guidelines, the diamond guidelines, and they're going to be placed on kind of the outside of the diamond. Remember, the diamond is now the diamond and the framing strips, but the 5-inch guidelines are going to be placed right on those seam lines, here and here. And when you do that and you trim this down, you are now going to have a precision size tip ready to build your blocks. Once you have the tip trimmed, the base is still oversized. We're going to trim that using different lines on the tool. To trim the base, I'm going to rotate it for comfortable cutting. I'm going to look at the flat edge trim lines that are on the base of the tool, place those flat edge trim lines over the sewn seams between the diamond and the side triangles. The other thing that I try to do is I make sure that that center line goes right down through that center of the tip that I've already trimmed. And now I am going to have a perfectly sized unit that's ready to go on and build some of these exciting things that you are seeing behind me. So a couple things. This is an example of all the different size frame 60. I think there's 16 different sizes on there, from little tiny miniature blocks all the way up to quite large blocks. And the frame 60 can be used with many of those regular Star 60 units that come with your basic set of instructions. Here we have a frame 60 teamed up with companion triangles. Easy peasy. Here we have those frame 60 units teamed up with regular Star 60 units. Here we've done multiple Star 60 units, light green and light blue, dark blue and dark green, and it makes a different effect. This is what we normally think of, but realize that this is just one shape. You can take this shape, change the colors around. Here's the one that we built. Here's another frame 60 with 2 different colors for those side triangles. And this frame 60 has a different color. And when you take 6 of these and you place them together, you can build something like this. Let me tell you what, I love this tool, love this technique, love my Star 60 tool. If you don't have these, head to your quilt shop first, pick up your Star 60 tool, test it out. We've got a free project on the back, but when you're ready, start picking up the technique sheets that we have, and this frame 60 is one of the better ones. So you pick those up at your local quilt shop. If they don't happen to have them, you come directly to us and we will get them out to you as soon as possible. But don't hesitate. You know, this is going to make all of you have much better success with any of those 60-degree projects that are on your bucket list. Take care, everybody. See you next time.